welcome back to a new video. I'm feeling all the spring vibes at the moment. I'm wanting pretty colours, I'm wanting floral, delicate things. I don't even know what I want to journal about at the moment. I just know I want a really pretty page. So today's video is going to be about being inspired by spring, and I have no idea where this is going to take me. I've got watercolour paper, I've got some water, my journal and photos, and we'll go from here.
So I've ended up with these photos. They're photos of when my mum bought her first Loungefly in Disney. So it was the very first day of our trip, so I thought this would be a fun one. I don't journal in order, so I haven't just gone to like the natural page where I think this story was in order on the day of the trip, if that makes sense. I've just found a page that I really like. And so we're going with this Pinocchio page, and I'm going to pop it over on the right-hand side, and we will incorporate the beautiful illustration on the left. I'm doing that a lot these days and really enjoying it. So I'm just trimming up the photos and having a think. They're not particularly spring colours that I've chosen. However, I really wanted to tell this story. I thought it was a really sweet one. My mum was so happy with her backpack. She turned up on the very first day of our trip with a Louis Vuitton. I think it was no, it wasn't Louis Vuitton. Who was it? It was that kind of, I don't do brands, so I don't really know. My sister recognised the bag. I don't know brands, so it didn't mean anything to me, but I knew the name. And but she had gone with this really cute little handbag into the park. It didn't even have a zipper or something to hold it together. It was really cute, but very impractical and not great for her back either, because it was like a shoulder bag. And you know, park days are long days. You're on your feet a lot, and also, you know, a bag like that could get damaged on a ride or something. So we did the Winnie the Pooh ride as our very first ride. It's Mum's favourite. Mum loves Winnie the Pooh. So we came off the ride, and it was then, I think my nephew was paying for some socks, and my sister spotted my mum's bag. So we said, let's look for a bag. And Mum was really drawn to this particular Loungefly bag with Winnie the Pooh on it. It's her favourite. So, and Mum has a thing for bags. She really does. So she decided that she was going to get this Loungefly. So she was really chuffed because Sarah Jane and I have Loungefly bags. So she was part of the Loungefly gang now. So I think this is a fun story to tell in my journal today. So I'm just popping my photos onto white printer paper just to create a cute little border. And then I thought I would use this envelope, this napkin sent by Lauren. I'm just taking off the top layer here. If you haven't used napkins before, they are so handy to use. So I'm going to kind of like introduce it to this page here. I'm going to tear it down slightly. I still want to see a little bit of the book page. Isn't that cute? And you can just pop it on there and it's on. You can also use Mod Podge. For example, if you're using napkins, I've done them on tiles before. Mod Podge underneath to stick them on, and then over the top. It is amazing, and it kind of like seals it and it becomes quite firm. I've just noticed the napkin goes really well with my fingernails. So I really recommend this, but for this, what I'm doing today, I'm just going to pop it on with a glue stick. It's absolutely fine. But have a look out for napkins. They are so handy. Lauren kindly sent me a whole wad of them, and they're all beautiful colours and designs and very spring-like. So next, I'm still in my spring mode, so I'm going to open up my watercolours, and I'm just going to paint some little flowers. I'm doing like star shape here, like star shaped petals, just pressing down my brush. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it on my page today, but I just fancied doing it. I was actually doing a Zoom at the time with my Patreon community. I do these a couple of times a month. We have a lunchtime one and an afternoon one. Today was an afternoon one, and funnily enough, we were talking about all things spring and how it makes us feel, the kind of thing that we feel inspired by. I think because I've been gardening, I've been around garden centres, it's kind of put me in that mood of wanting to create pretty pages, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's why today I'm kind of wanting to bring that into my pages. Look how cute, and then just adding little like splodges. I've done the centres with an orange. These little bits are like, I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. And the green are supposed to represent leaves. So I'm just having a play here And you'll see in the end how they end up turning out. But yeah, I'm doing this whilst on a Patreon Zoom today, so just chatting and listening. We spoke about drying flowers as well, pressing flowers, drying flowers. I've done that kind of thing on pages before. I like laminating them, so taking some flowers from the garden, pressing them, and then laminating them just to create pages. That's a really fun thing to do. Let me know if you've tried that. Have you tried to use real flowers on your pages? Has it worked out? What techniques do you use? That's something that we discussed in today's Zoom as well. I found it really, really fun just hearing what other people do this time of year, how they sort of feel inspired by the season. It was a really, really good discussion, actually. I really enjoyed it. If you're interested in joining my Patreon or at least checking it out, the link is down below in the description. And we don't just do Zooms, we have an amazing community. I'm going to be hosting a really fun Happy Mail swap this month. And we also have a couple of downloads each month, exclusive videos. I share a lot more behind the scenes as well. We have journal prompts each week. We have all various things, lots of different things that go on every single week. It's a very active community. There's always lots going on. So if you're interested in that, if you'd like to see sort of more of my content or join us on our chats and things like that, like I said, the link is down below. I love our community. I really do. It feels very special. It's a very special community. These have turned out really pretty. I am loving these flowers. Really cute. I'm now going to leave those to dry. They've popped over to one side. I still don't know how I'm actually using them or if I will use them today. But I'm now going to focus back on this page again. And oh, look at that napkin above. Isn't that pretty? That is also one of Lauren's. I did think about using that on something else actually and popping it on some gift tags. I might do that. And I spoke about scanning it as well and actually using it as a design on some papers. So I'll see. I'll see what takes my fancy. I'm not ready to use that one though yet because I like it so much. So I need to push my journal up. I know I haven't adjusted it to the camera height. I do that in a moment though, so don't worry. So I'm just popping on the photos here of Mum and her lounge fly. There you go. And I remembered as well, I got sent some really cute piglet washi. Isn't that sweet? And my mum's favourite colour is purple and lilac. So I ended up thinking that's what I would go. I would embrace that on this page because it's Mum's favourite colour. So it only seems right, seeing as this page is all about Mum and her backpack. So I enjoyed my watercolours so much that I'm now just going to do a few little cute flowers on the rest of the page here. You do not need to be an artist to do this kind of thing. You really don't. Look, they look like kids' flowers. But when they're finished and the whole page is done, it just really comes together really nicely. So please don't ever let that put you off. Just have fun. And if you don't have paints, you could do this with markers, pens, anything. Pencils, watercolour pencils, anything goes. But just have fun and don't be intimidated or worry that your work isn't good enough. As you can see, I am definitely not an artist, but I still have fun and it ends up always coming out cute in the end. So just have fun with it. Now going to move on and add some more green. I started thinking I really like the green on this page as well. I love leaves. Leaves are quite often a go-to of mine to add to a page if I'm not quite sure. And that's what I'm loving about spring at the moment, spending time in the garden, watching all the new leaves come out of things that I planted up last year. We're in a new build and we're just sort of few months sort of adding bits and pieces to the garden. I added my spring bulbs last year and they popped up. So now we're on sort of like thinking about what we want to be popping up in the summer. So we're kind of like doing it in stages. So I'm feeling very inspired by the garden at the moment with this page. So I'm adding some green and then it just struck me that I'm really, really enjoying this green on the page. So I started adding a little bit more. And this is obviously not watercolour paper, it's just normal paper. This is music paper that I've picked up from a charity shop actually. And as long as you don't make the page too wet, it works out really well. So don't soak it through. But look, you can see, and that's bled through onto the napkin really nicely as well. So I just started adding more green, which I really, really liked. And then the more I added, the more I realized how much I liked it. And I was adding more and more. And I just think it's turned out really pretty. It's a nice contrast, actually, the green with the lilac-y purple. I think it's turned out really well. And it just blended really well with the napkin and really well with my book page as well. The whole thing just went together really, really well. So I was quite pleased with that. And I kind of thought then as well, it gave me a good base for my journaling later. So when this was dry, I could go in then the following day and add my journaling. I thought that would work out really, really well because I wanted to tell the story today of my mum. So I just felt like, for some reason, because it's now green, that works well with the journaling, whereas I wouldn't have felt so comfortable just journaling straight onto the book page. I felt like it didn't stand out quite so well. So this green has really helped me out.
Next afternoon, I have made myself a cup of tea. This is all lovely and dry, obviously, because it is the next day. So now I want to finish this page. I've also got this Easter card here. That's another really, oh, look at that. That is so pretty. That would actually make a nice page as well. You could have some wording there, stickers there. I might keep that. I'm really liking this page. I'm loving at the moment blending the pages with illustrations in to the rest of the page. Oh, I tell you what I have just done. I've got some rickrack here that was sent to me in Happy Mail, and I'm thinking about adding that. I've got my heat gun on at the moment. I'm really loving all these spring colours right now, although today is very rainy. It's not such a good day today. Let's add this, but then it's quite nice then to do the spring pages on rainy days as well, isn't it? To make you feel more spring-like. Mum loves purple. It's her absolute favourite colour. So this is a perfect mum page. I personally am not a purple fan. It doesn't do it for me. However, I like it in the garden. I'm finding that a lot of what I'm planting at the moment, like the lilacs, I bought some really, can't remember what they are, really cute little plants with little purple flowers on. They're really sweet. Do I do it at the top? Yeah, let's do it at the top as well. On my mum page. Let's add it up here. But I definitely recommend keeping an eye out for napkins. You can find some really, really pretty ones. I bought some really nice ones recently in Zostrin Green. Sometimes you can pick up packs of napkins in charity shops as well. So always go into those places with an open mind because you never know what you might see. Something else we discussed about in the Zoom last night were paint swatches. You know, like when you go to DIY stores like Homebase and places like that, B&Q, you can pick up the little colour swatches from the paints and they would be really cute. Pick up some nice spring colours. Oh, I like that. That is so pretty. I want to tell the story about Mum's bag. I'm feeling like I want a bit of a bigger title, so I might go and have a look and see what I can find. Actually, I've changed my mind. I am going to go in and I think do my own title. Where's my pen gone? Wonder if this will work with my Sharpie.
Yeah.
I really enjoy creating this kind of title, just sort of going around roughly with a pencil a few times to get that outline and then doing the same again with a thicker pen. So I've done it with normal sort of like journaling pens before. I'm doing it straight on the page. I have done it many, many times on paper and then cut it out. So just keep going over to create that thicker edge, and then you can kind of like shape the letters, add little swirls so it ends up looking joined up. I really like this look, and it's quite a fun way to create a title, but you can also then obviously create any title you like, so it's not like having stickers. You're limited to the stickers that you have. I haven't done this for quite some time actually, and I'd forgotten how much I enjoy doing it, and I really like the look that it ends up having. And then you can just fill in the gaps here, so like the E, I can go over that a few times, just really create those tails and the swirls. It just goes really, really well. Just keep going back and forth. Definitely give this a go. Even if you don't have handwriting that you like, you can add the bits and pieces, like here, making it slightly thicker, and it ends up really, really coming together. It's definitely worth giving it a go. Like I said, try it on the paper first if you like, and then you can cut around it and stick it on a page as well if you don't want to go straight onto a page. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's just, for me, it was really perfect for this page. And then I thought I would add some little stickers to just make the title, and just to go along with it. I thought that would be really, really cute. I was going to go with some bright pink, but I decided to blend in a little bit with the green and go with the green stickers. I've thoroughly enjoyed this page, creating this page today. It's just felt really, really freeing actually. There's, I think, different types of like creating, and I have those where I feel I do my journaling pages and they're more like scrapbooking pages. I have those where they feel more like doing a puzzle, like a mosaic, when I'm doing junk journaling, and more sort of fitting bits and pieces together, cutting things out, fussy cutting. And then there's these kind of more arty ones where it does feel more free. And I definitely felt this with this page today, just kind of like even just sitting at my desk today thinking, right, I don't know what I'm going to do today. And just creating and just feeling like I'm being inspired by the spring, inspired by the colours and just everything else, the prettiness. And that kind of led to this page today, just the freedom of it. And I've really enjoyed this, just doing whatever I fancy, grabbing out the watercolours. And like I said, when I first started this page, I had no idea that's what I was going to create today. I really recommend though, don't limit yourself and just stick to kind of like one style. Play and try different things. Be free with your journaling and your journals and your creating, and try different things. It could be there's a style that you've never tried before that you've maybe been put off. It could end up being it's your most favourite thing to do. So definitely give different styles and ideas a go.
Just having a look through actually, I'm not that fussed on that part of the little frame. I like the little frame, just not that. I'm just going to have a look. I've just got a little basket with cute little bits and pieces. I'm sure I've got something that I could replace that with actually. Might even pop some little spring bits on here. It's quite handy sometimes just going through and seeing. That's quite pretty what you've got. Oh, I've got some nice little florally bits in the bottom here. I think, oh, I could even, got some leaves. Could even actually stamp something, couldn't I? Oh, that's quite sweet. I quite like this one as well. I fancy that with maybe some leaves, something like that. Just having a little look to see what I've got here. Oh, I like that one. That one's really pretty. Oh, I love that. That one's nicer. Yeah, I might go with that one actually. I think so. Let's stick that down. Never let anything put you off if you're not keen on it, because you can always cover it up. I might just add a few of these bits and pieces here. On here. That's quite pretty. And now I'm going to use this space up here for my journaling. I'm just going to do some really rough lines. And I had this idea when I was painting it yesterday that this would be the perfect place for my storytelling. about my mum's first Loungefly. There we go. I'm just going to wait for that to dry and then I can tell my story there. There we go. The Loungefly page, that very spring inspired page. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. By the way, that paper that I created last night is dry now. These are just various sketches and that of mine. I think I am going to go around with a black pen and just do that with them. I quite like that. Now, do I scan and use as a paper, background paper, like a scrapbooking type paper, or would you cut them out to use as embellishments? That's the great thing actually, if you scan them in, you can do whatever you want with them, couldn't you? I might do that. I might actually scan it and offer it to my patrons. I might do that. I like these. It's so fun when you do things like this because it's different. I'm actually visualizing as well, adding these onto tags. That would look so nice. I might have a play and scan them. I'm fancying that. I'm loving all these pretty colours as well. I think that's what I love about this time of year. It's just all the colours are so special. I think after having the winter, it's exciting seeing everything in bloom again. What I love about doing this type of thing is making sure as well that you've got plenty of white little pops of space. Look how cool these look. I love these. I really urge you to give these a go. Could you imagine like having a tag with just one of these at the bottom? I really fancy doing that. I don't want to tear it up quite yet, but yeah, I might have a play with this actually. I think I'm going to scan it in. It can be a download for Patreon at the start of May. I quite like that idea, and we'll have a play with that one. I think that would be fun. Anyway, I'm going to finish up here. This is my spring inspired page, thanks to my mum. Oops, that hasn't stuck on very well. I was just going to pop some black outline there. Let's add a little bit more glue. And let me know if you've been inspired by spring at the moment as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you in a new video on Monday. Take care. Bye.